The trees never moved the way they should. That was the first thing Hiroshi noticed when he stepped off the official trail at the base of Mount Fuji. The wind whispered through the canopy high above, but down here, among the twisted roots and volcanic rock, the air was dead still. No birds. No insects. Just the soft crunch of his boots on the moss-covered lava and the faint rustle of the plastic tape he'd tied to a branch every 50 meters that he had come for answers. 3 weeks earlier, his younger sister, Aiko, had driven to Aokigahara and vanished. The police found her empty car in the parking lot with a single note on the dashboard. "I'm sorry. Don't look for me." But Hiroshi couldn't accept that. Aiko had been depressed, yes, work pressure, a bad breakup, but she had texted him the night before saying she wanted to talk. Something had changed her mind at the last second. Something, or someone. He told himself he was only here to find her body and give her a proper burial. Deep down, he knew he was chasing something far more dangerous. The deeper he went, the thicker the sea of trees became. The branches intertwined like veins, blocking out the sun until the world turned a sickly green twilight. His phone had lost signal hours ago. The compass on his watch spun lazily, refusing to settle. Old stories said the magnetic iron in the lava played tricks here. Hiroshi told himself that was all it was. Until the whispering started. At first, he thought it was the wind. Then he realized the wind had stopped completely. Hiroshi, a woman's voice. Soft. Familiar. Aching. He froze. Aiko? No answer. Only the faint sound of bare feet padding on moss somewhere behind him. He spun around. Nothing but endless trees. His heart slammed against his ribs. He checked the tape trail, still there, glowing faintly in the gloom. Good. He could still get out. He pressed on. An hour later, he found the first ribbon, not his tape. A faded white ribbon tied around a thick trunk, leading deeper into the forest like an invitation. Then another. And another. Hundreds of them, some new, some rotting away, fluttering like dying moths. People left them so their families could find their bodies, or so they themselves could find their way back if they changed their minds. Hiroshi followed them. The temperature dropped sharply. His breath fogged in the air even though it was early autumn. The whispering grew louder, overlapping voices now. Men, women, even children. Some pleaded. Some laughed. Some screamed. Then he saw her. A pale figure in a white dress standing between two trees, long black hair covering her face. She stood perfectly still, feet hovering just above the ground. Aiko, he whispered, voice cracking. The figure slowly lifted her head. It wasn't his sister. It was an old woman, sunken eyes, skin like cracked paper, mouth stretched in a silent wail. She raised one bony finger and pointed behind him. Hiroshi turned. There, hanging from a low branch, was a fresh noose swaying gently though there was no breeze. Beneath it lay a small pile of belongings, a wallet, a photo of a smiling family, and a copy of the complete manual of suicide, its pages warped by rain. He stumbled backward. The old woman was gone. In her place stood a young girl, maybe 12, with empty black eyes. She smiled with too many teeth and beckoned him closer. They left me here, she said in a voice like dry leaves. My son carried me on his back when the famine came. He said it was an honor. Ubasut, they called it. Leaving the old to die so the young could eat. I waited for days, hungry, cold, calling for him. No one came. Her smile widened. Now we never leave. And we are so, very, lonely. Hiroshi ran. He followed his tape desperately, but the forest had changed. Paths that should have led back now curved in impossible loops. Trees he had passed earlier now stood in different positions. The tape itself began to look older, frayed, weathered, as if years had passed instead of hours. His flashlight flickered. A new voice joined the chorus. This one was clear. Close. Terrified, Hiroshi, help me, Aiko. He sprinted toward the sound, tearing through vines that seemed to claw at his clothes. He burst into a small clearing he hadn't seen before. There she was. His sister sat against a tree, pale and thin, eyes wide with fear. A noose dangled just above her head. Hiroshi. I didn't want to, but they kept whispering. They said I'd finally be at peace. They said you would come. He rushed to her, grabbing her arms. She felt ice cold. Come on, we're getting out of here. As he pulled her up, something shifted in her eyes. The fear melted into something ancient and hungry. She smiled the same too wide smile as the girl. You finally came, she whispered. We've been waiting for so long. Hiroshi staggered back. The thing wearing his sister's face rose slowly, feet not quite touching the ground. Behind her, dozens of pale figures stepped out from between the trees, men in business suits, students with school bags, mothers holding children's hands, all with the same vacant, sorrowful eyes. Their mouths moved in perfect unison. Stay with us. Hiroshi ran blindly now, no longer caring about direction. Branches whipped his face. Roots grabbed at his ankles. The voices swelled into a deafening roar of pain, regret, and rage. He tripped and fell hard, tasting blood. When he looked up, his own tape trail was gone. In its place was a single, fresh white ribbon tied neatly around a low branch right in front of him, tied in a perfect noose at the end. A soft, gentle voice, his sister's real voice, whispered directly into his ear from nowhere and everywhere at once. I'm sorry, brother. But the forest is hungry. And now, it has both of us. The last thing Hiroshi ever heard was the soft creak of rope tightening above him as the sea of trees finally claimed another soul. They say if you go deep enough into Aokigahara at night, you can still hear two voices calling out together, a brother and sister begging you to come closer, begging you to stay.